and a good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening to you all, the good and wonderful people of the tube. Hope today, hope you're feeling grand, and all's well in your world. Hi. Today, people of the tube, we are looking at more of the amazing Hubcap John's fuzz pedals. Hubcap John, if you don't know him, why? Hey? Hey? Yeah, I'm talking to you. How do you not know him? The man who makes the best fuzz pedals known to man? And you don't know him? Anyway, moving along. But seriously, you should know who Hubcap John is. Anyway, he makes my favourite fuzz pedal of all time, the Sundial. So, he's been very, very kind and sent me 4 of his fuzz pedals for me to play around with and mess around. I thought it'd be really cool if we did it on camera. So, what have we got today, people of YouTube? Well, let's start here, shall we? So, this one's first up. So, this is the first one you're going to hear in a minute. This is a silicon transistor fuzz. It's just, yeah, and again, it's got a three-way switch, which we will play around with, but other than that, everything's going to be turned up to 10, because that's the way you run a fuzz. You don't turn the things down. Anyway, so yeah, that's the first one. It's a silicon thingy, vintage deluxe fuzz. Looks very cool. I love the fact it's in a tobacco tin as well. That's so cool. Okay, so that's that one. Next one is this one. This is, oh no, sorry, yeah, this is a standard NOS transistor. It's basically just like, again, it's just a classic fuzz kind of tone. This one is battery only, he says, sadly. There's no actual kind of 9-volt out on this one. But either way, we're going to have fun with it. They're the 2 tobacco tin ones. And then we have this one, which I'm really looking forward to. This is the Black Sundial. So my favourite fuzz pedal of all time is Hubcap John's Sundial. And I've got videos on that and it's all over the place. This is slightly different. It's got slightly different components in it, this one. So it'll be interesting to hear that one. So yeah, that's a Black Sundial. And then we have this one, which is probably one of the coolest looking pedals of all time. The Stormtrooper. This is basically like a colour sound fuzz, loosely based on a colour sound fuzz with extra knobs and a switch, a three-way switch. But very, very cool. Sadly, this one's already sold. But if you want one, contact Hubcap John. He can get you one. And this just looks cool. I do feel, though, when I go to plug this in, I should just be constantly missing the inputs and outputs and power socket. Just like, you know, constantly going above, below, side to side, not actually being able to plug it in. Because, you know, in proper Stormtrooper class form. Anyway, look at that. I am now a Stormtrooper. Hail Darth. Anyway, let's make some noise with these fantastic Hubcap John pedals. Before we get going, people tube, another thing to note as well. So, we're going to use the black strap for the whole thing. Also, I'm not going to be running this over a totally clean amp. We're using the Orange Super Crush today. And basically the Golden Plexi by Tone City is going to be on all the time. So it'll give me that kind of like semi-broken up, dirty clean. It's not going to be completely clean, but it's not going to be completely overly saturated, so to say. So just to let you know, that's what's going on tonally. And that's the guitar we're using. Other than that, there's going to be no other pedals on. I might stick the wah on actually at some point, maybe, if Jimi Hendrix takes over. But possibly not. I just kind of want to show the fuzz pedals for what they are. So yeah. So the only pedal that's going to be on is the Golden Plexi, because like I say, I don't like running fuzz pedals through a clean amp. I don't think they respond, and I don't think they like it. Personally, I find that fuzz pedals work way better when they're through like an already semi-broken up or broken up sound, if that makes any sense. Anyway, so that's enough whiffle waffle. Let's turn the room mic off. Let's get the cab mic on and cab DI on, and let's go. Let's make some noise. So first one up is the Whiskey Deluxe Fuzz. Is this one? I don't know. It's this one, and everything's cranked. The switch at this point in time is in the middle position. I will show you the left and right positions as well. Other than that, let's go.
Okay, YouTube. There you go. That's the 4 pedals that Mr. Hubcat John was very kindly, I'm a bit hyperactive now, sent me for playing around. Let me know what you thought in the comments section below. Which one was your favourite as well? And again, it blows my mind how Mr. Hubcat John is not more widely known, because his fuzz pedals to me are just the best fuzz pedals I've ever played through. There's definition in them. They tonally are just perfect for me, fuzz-wise. They're just like the fuzz I always want, if you know what I mean. Like I said, that's why the Sundial is my favourite fuzz of all time in space. It just is exactly what I want out of a fuzz pedal. And these are kind of like, you know, no thing on that. The only thing I would say is, like, some of them didn't clean up as much as I like. The Sundial cleaned up gorgeously, but some of them didn't clean up to that kind of like glassy clean. But again, not all fuzz pedals do that. Not all fuzz pedals will clean up the way they that sparky thing. It's only a few of them, so to say, if that makes any sense. Well, not a few of them, but you know what I mean. I'm waffling, but literally they're amazing. I love the fact as well as like when I talk about definition, you saw me kind of playing around with it in like, you know, when I was messing around. You could do like major, minor, third kind of intervals and fourths, and you can hear both notes going on at the same time. Some fuzz pedals, especially when they're dimed, because you know it's the only way to run a fuzz, they kind of lose that definition. They lose that kind of clarity and just become this big wall of mush. And that's cool, and I love that as well. But Hubcap John's pedals, they maintain a definition. You can hear both notes. And it's kind of good because it's kind of unforgiving. You can't mess up. If you make a mistake, those pedals you'll hear your mistake. You know what I mean? And I'm sure I made plenty of them. But that's what I love about these pedals, is there's so much clarity there. And again, they're just so warm, but they still have like a cut to them. And they're just, my idea, to me, like I say, perfect fuzz. Anyway, let me know what you thought in the comment section below, people with Tube. Links to Hubcap John in the description box below as well. And like I say, if any of these pedals take your fancy, please contact him. I'm sure he'll oblige to get you one. Because seriously, wow. I just honestly, I have played a lot of fuzz pedals. In all fairness, I'm very fuzz pedaled out. Because as much as I've played a lot of really nice fuzz pedals, Hubcap Johns just still take the biscuit for me. They're still just the best, in my opinion, for what it's worth. I love so many fuzz pedals, guitarist, how can you not? But when it comes down to kind of like my favourites, I always come back to Hubcap John, especially the Sundial. That fuzz pedal is just like mind-blowing to me. Absolutely mind-blowing. It really is ridiculous. Oh my god, just thinking about it makes me go weak at the knees, I tell you that. And the Blackfoot Sundial, this one here with some slightly different parts, it's not the same as mine, it sounds slightly different, but it still has kind of like the same DNA, but it definitely, I can tell there's different components in this one. It doesn't quite sound the way mine does. But again, if you want one like mine, I'm sure Hubcap John will oblige. And I do have a video on that somewhere. Anyway, let me know what you thought in the comment section below, people with Tube. Massive thanks to Hubcap John for sending me these pedals. And again, go and check him out. The man's a genius. Best fuzz pedals, like I say, I've ever tried. Just another world. Another world. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching, people with Tube. If you like this channel, please consider becoming a patron at Patreon. Links to that in the description box below, as well as a link to my Bandcamp where you can go and listen to some music. I've got on there one song heavily featuring the Sundial Fuzz by Hubcap John. What's that called? Is that called The Dark Inside of Me or something? I don't know. It's a long time ago since I wrote that one. Anyway, let me know which one you preferred and why, people with Tube, in the comment section below. I couldn't pick. No. If you didn't put a gun to my head, I couldn't pick. They're all really cool. I really like the Stormtrooper because it's really smooth. The Sundial was just like, I could play through that all day, and again, won't have to have a... Oh, that's another thing as well, people is, the quickie before I go. I like how quiet they are. Apart from, this one, which was kind of like a bit more of like a Z-Vex thing. When you kind of like roll the volume down, it gets all crazy, like a fuzz factory. But other than that, the other three fuzz pedals, when you just roll the volume down with them on, with full fuzz, they're still really quiet. There's very minimal amp hiss, you know what I mean? And I say, if you're in a venue, you'd never hear that hiss. You'd never hear it. Anyway, let me know which one you preferred and why. And again, another massive thanks to Hubcap John, and I'll see you again very soon for another video. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening. I need to calm down, because I've gone all hyper, and he's got an edited video. That'll calm me down. Goodbye now.